Ah, good morning, everybody. Good morning. I did it. I did it. I'm so proud of myself. I am now live for everybody here on Instagram. Good morning. And I'm now live for everybody here on YouTube. And I'm so proud of myself. I can't even tell you. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? So this is really, really exciting because I'm going live on both platforms and I'm really excited about that. So today, let's go ahead. We have a lot of things. I have a lot of things I want to share with all of you. Good morning, Rhonda. Nice to see you, sweetheart. So nice to see everybody. And let me just see here. Nope. Okay, I am live there. All right, good. So we are good to go. So let's just see. How is everybody doing? Oh, you guys are so beautiful. Come on in and say hello. Good morning. Good morning. It's so nice to see everybody. Oh, hello. I'm seeing some peeps over on YouTube as well. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Guys, so you know, I'm going live on Instagram and with you guys simultaneously. Una braza. Good morning, bellissima. All right, so let's go ahead and doing great. Good, good, good. What do I have for you guys? Oh my God, you guys are so cute. I can't wait to get back to I have to get back to work. Okay, I'll tell you what, we'll go as quickly as we can today, all right? So let's just go ahead. Oh, I love you too, sweetheart. I love you too. So YouTube, I can see your comments, so you guys can go ahead and you guys can leave me comments. I'll be checking here. And you guys, I didn't work out yet this morning, which was kind of killing me because you guys know I usually go work out super, super early in the morning. But I had to get this set up because I was determined to go live on both Instagram and YouTube for you guys. So I've been in technical stuff all morning long. But normally, yes, I would have already worked out by now. So let's go ahead. I want to get started. You guys are coming in here. I see you guys are coming in from YouTube. You guys are also coming in here from Instagram. So what we're going to talk about, Dr. Brittany, asked me a wonderful question yesterday. So I want to go ahead and have a conversation about that. And then, oh, so cute. Yes, Gold's Gym is open, but it's interesting because they're making us wear masks. And I don't know if you guys have ever tried working out with a mask. I don't like it. And actually, it's not healthy or good for you. And so I've been going to this other gym. I know I feel like I've been at Gold's Gym for 25 years. And so I actually feel a little bit like, I feel like I'm cheating on my boyfriend. If Gold's Gym was my boyfriend, I feel like I'm cheating on my boyfriend. But it's okay because he's not behaving very well right now. So we're taking a temporary hiatus. So they have a lot of the machines closed. Good morning, Kelly. It's nice to see you, sweetheart. So they have a lot of the machines closed. So a lot of the machines that it's such a wonderful gym with so many great machines, and half the machines are closed. So I've been going to Coast Fitness, which I know, Kelly, you were telling me is very close to your house. And guys, if you're in LA, and I'm not sponsored by them at all, as you guys know, I'm a diehard Gold's Gym girl, but I have to tell you guys, Coast Fitness is amazing. They literally have hired people that walk around the gym that are wiping up the equipment. Everything is pristine, clean. Everything is, I just feel, it feels like, you guys know I'm all about energy. It's great energy in there. It's, I don't know, I'm just really, really liking it. So I've been working out there for like 3 weeks already. I think it's been over 3 weeks already. So I'm just going to stay there probably for the next couple of months until everything calms down and Gold's doesn't require us to wear a mask anymore. I probably will do more things over at Coast Fitness, which I'm really liking. Oh, yeah. It's the worst. It is the worst, isn't it? Someone said wearing masks while you're working out is the worst. It's not healthy for you at all. So, good morning, Dr. Brittany. Oh, thank you for my beautiful flowers. I love that. So I'm actually going to answer Dr. Brittany. I'm so glad she's here. So I'm actually going to answer Dr. Brittany's question. So yesterday we had a great conversation. Kelly, my girl Kelly asked a really, really great question, which sparked a really deep conversation. So today, and then Dr. Brittany asked a great question and her question is, how do we tell the difference between appetite and hunger? This is such a great question. And Dr. Brittany's a very deep soul. And so, of course, she's going to ask this question. And it's such a deep question on so many different levels. It touches on so much. So I really want to dive deep into that today. So over on YouTube, you guys can give me some hearts if you would like that. And over here on Instagram, you guys know I love my hearts. So go ahead and give me some hearts, and we're going to go ahead and get started, okay? And everybody, I love this. All you guys are telling me hi. You're telling me that you joined. You're giving me waves, which I love. And let me go over here. Oh, thank you. Blue Jay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So, all right. So I've looked at everybody's comments. You guys are sending me beautiful comments, beautiful messages, lots of hearts. So let's go ahead and let's get started with this conversation. It's a really, really good one. And it's going to be of service to a lot of people. So first of all, we have to start with my principles, because these principles apply. And if you guys have been with me since at least sometime during quarantine, the whole time during quarantine, I've been saying that we are powerful beyond our wildest imagination. And our only task in life is to, number one, recognize our power. And then number two, choose to stand in our power. There's a reason why choice is the first chapter in my book, because all the power in the world, I mean, if you look at the world right now, everybody has access to power, but nobody, and I'm not talking the kind of power that people perceive as power. That's not real power. That's force. We had a conversation about this when the whole world fell apart. Force is not the same as power. So a lot of people have a misconception about the word power. So a lot of people step and back away from the word power and don't really know how to stand in their authentic power, because we have misconceptions about what that word actually means. Authentic power is just your ability to choose. So in every moment, you guys have heard me say this a million times, in every single moment, quantum physics teaches us that we are at 0 point, like right in this moment, right here. Everybody just stop, close your eyes, and take a breath. This is a moment. So in this moment, when we allow ourselves to let the world get very still and very quiet, the most powerful thing we can do when we start getting worked up is to take a breath, which is why I have you guys put your left hand on your heart, your right hand on your solar plexus, and take a breath. This is a very self-soothing exercise to do. And what this does is it calms us down and it calms the spinning. When we start panicking, what happens, most people, we step out of our power because we start panicking when we think something outside of us has power. That's not the case. We're the ones with power. As my group coachings and my private clients know, because I teach them this all the time, we are the senior spirit in our physical body and in our energetic space, in our emotional body, in our mental body, in our physical body. We are the senior spirit. We have the authentic power. But what happens is that people get scared by outside forces, and so we get scared and we jump out of our own power. Plus, for many of us, not everybody, but for many people, they grew up in environments. I should say we grew up in environments that were very chaotic, very dangerous. Now, I don't mean it can be dangerous just in unpredictability. Now, some people listening to this call actually grew up in what I would actually determine as dangerous situations, where it was scary, it was physically dangerous, it was dangerous for many, many different reasons. And some people just grew up in environments where it was emotionally dangerous, which is still very, very traumatic. We don't want to belittle that. And mentally very dangerous, because it was mentally abusive, physically abusive, or emotionally abusive, or all the above, or just one or two of the above. All of them are very traumatic and very challenging environments to grow up in. So as little kids, what happened was we popped out of our own power because it was terrifying growing up in this environment. So we don't recognize we're powerful. So I know I did a little sidetrack there, but I felt that it was necessary, because I really feel the key to making choices in our life for change is, thank you for the hearts over on Instagram. I love you guys. The key to making choice is to recognize that now as adults, because everyone here pretty much, even if you're a teenager, pretty much everybody here on these calls are at least in your teen years, if not 20s, 30s, and beyond. So we are adults now, but a lot of us are operating from the trauma that happened when we were little kids. Because, my beloveds, that trauma sits in our body. Like literally it sits. I know that might sound crazy to some people, but the trauma sits in our body. And so what happens is that a singular event now in present day and present time will trigger that trauma that sits latent in the cells of our body, and it will cause us to go into spinning and panic, and then we're not able to have the wherewithal, the consciousness to stand in our power, and even have the wherewithal and consciousness to go, whoa, wait a second here. I'm not a child anymore. I'm an adult. I have control over my own body. I have control over my own thoughts. I have control over my own emotions, because what happens is we get triggered. And because, like I'm always saying, those pre-programmings are sitting in the subconscious, they get triggered. It literally takes us back to the traumas, whatever those traumas were growing up. And we go right back to that time. I had I will not give her name, but I had a client I was working with yesterday, and we were talking about that. She has a beautiful life right now, and we're working together, and she's on fire. She's doing amazing. But something happened, an incident happened, and it literally took her right back to that. So what we did was we went back to that. We cleared the trauma from the childhood, cleared it in present moment, guys. We don't have to go through years of therapy. What I do is I identify it and we clear it, and now that trauma won't hook her anymore. And it's brilliant how this works that way. So all that to say, number one, I just wanted to give you guys a little bonus because I was feeling like you guys needed to really hear that. So number one, we are powerful, and our task is to recognize how powerful we are. Authentic power, not force, authentic power. And it is our choice, it is our prerogative, and it is our duty, actually, to choose our power and to stand in our power. Now, let's take that to the energy of food, appetite, and hunger. So let's do some descriptions for just a second. Now, these are not, I just thought of doing this morning, answering this question this morning. So I did not Google the actual definition of each of these words. So I apologize. But I'm just going to download what these words mean. So let's go ahead. Appetite is our appetite for something. We can have an appetite, like I have a serious appetite for working out. True. I have a serious appetite for salsa and bachata dancing. I have a serious appetite for living a very, very passionate life. So our appetite is just our desire for something. I have a serious appetite for intimacy. All forms, all levels of intimacy. It's like I'm never interested in playing in the shallow end of the pool. I never have. I was always interested in playing in the deep end of the pool, where it's deep, where the conversations are deep, where they're deep, they're soulful, they're thoughtful, they're spiritual, they're expanded, they have expanded hearts, just deep in all levels, rich and deep. So let's look for a second so that's the word appetite. So we can have an appetite for lots of different things. Now, a lot of times, then there's hunger. Let's look at real hunger, and let's look at hunger for, like, someone could be hungry for intimacy. And what happens is that, let's say somebody's hungry for intimacy. This could be intimacy with any human being. It can be an intimate loving relationship with someone who you are connected with body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit, who you are creating an intimate relationship with. And it also can be an intimacy with other human beings. The reason I love coming here, my beloveds, is this is intimate. intimate together. We have intimate conversations. We're looking at all of you guys, and we're not talking fluff here. And there's nothing wrong with talking fluff, but we're not having those conversations. We're having deep conversations that create a level of intimacy, because I had been hungry for intimacy. And so this is one of my ways to be able to share my information in a way, like the videos, when I was making videos on both Instagram and on YouTube, I was lacking that intimacy. Like, I'm thrilled looking like Esther right now, all the way from South Africa. Esther is waving at me. That's an intimacy. Like, literally, I can go into my sixth chakra and I can see Esther right now, and I can feel that connection. Same thing over here on YouTube. As I'm looking at each one here, I'm seeing Judy's comments. I'm seeing all of your comments here, Shini's comments. As I do that, Blue Jay, as I'm seeing Lorraine, as I'm seeing all of your comments, there's an intimacy, and that was missing for me on regular videos, and which is why I was, really excited about doing these lives. I can't wait till I can go live on here. I want to go live on Facebook as well, all simultaneously. That's why this was really important for me to create this. And so, that's why I was on a mission for the last couple of weeks to create this ability for me to go live for you guys, because I was hungering for intimacy. So let's say somebody's hungering for intimacy. I think that's a really good example to use. And he or she is not having much fortune or good luck in creating that, for many, many different reasons. Maybe they're actually kind of afraid of intimacy, or maybe they want the intimacy, but especially like, I have a client, and we were talking, and she grew up she was the only child in her household. And so she didn't, and it wasn't a very high functioning household. So she didn't have the ability to connect with a lot of people in her own home. And so she longs for that connection. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Matthew. Oh, that's beautiful. I appreciate that. Hello. Ich liebe dich. So Matthew's saying hello to me all the way from Germany. See what I'm saying? It's connection. It's intimacy. We can't have that just on regular videos. And I love that. So let's just say we're either let's say somebody's longing for some sort of intimacy, friendship, something like that. Okay. Now, if they aren't able to get that, what may happen is they go for a quick fix over here with food. Their appetite is actually for something else. And a lot of people do this, my beloveds. A lot of people will eat because they actually have an appetite for something else. But what ends up happening is that they're not being fulfilled in the place where they actually have appetites for. A lot of people are actually have a huge appetite for being fit and for being healthy. And if they can't, let's say there's subconscious blocks that are keeping them from that, what they'll end up doing is they're going to go over here, and they're either going to use food, or they're going to use sex. Oh my God, my beloveds. A lot of people are hungry for intimacy. And what happens is that they're not able to, like, they're trying to create the intimacy, and they're actually going to partners who have no capacity for intimacy. And so what ends up happening, they're longing for intimacy. They have an appetite and a hunger for intimacy, but because of pre-programming sitting in their subconscious, they're not able to create healthy relationships, which, my beloveds, I am able to clear those programming so that we can say, oh, I'm hungry. So first of all, the first step in all this conversation is awareness, right? Most people who are listening to right now to this are going, oh, wow, I didn't even recognize that my appetite and hunger is over here, but I'm expressing it over here, either in food or sex or shopping or mindless TV or other unconscious practices. But my actual hunger and appetite is over here. Once we can begin to recognize what our actual hunger and appetite is, we can begin to feed that. So let me go back for a second, because this is really, really deep and powerful. So someone, a male or female, doesn't matter, has a hunger or an appetite for intimacy in an intimate, loving relationship. So they go over here. Now, this partner, male, female, doesn't matter. We are equal opportunity here, my beloveds, equal opportunity. This person here, they are not a very conscious person. So they are not able to connect with real intimacy, like the intimacy we're feeling right now, like the intimacy you have in real connections with other human beings. So all that's being offered is sex. And a lot of times what ends up happening, this person here is longing for real intimacy, connection, body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit. If this person over here is only offering sex, a lot of times they'll go into this. And this person here who's only looking for sex is quite fulfilled. In fact, they're getting way more than they bargained for. They're really, really happy because not only are they getting the sex, they're actually getting so much more from this person who's coming in looking and longing for intimacy. And actually, sometimes that's the case. But sometimes the case is if this person's only looking for sex, they're actually frustrated because this person's looking for sex and intimacy. They're looking for making love. They're looking for intimacy. This person's like, no, don't give me all that extra stuff. Just looking for sex. All I want you for is sex. And so we have a disconnect here. A lot of relationships, my beloved, go awry because they're not equally matched. So let's talk for a second about why they are not equal. I'm seeing lots of hearts over here on Instagram. Good, good, good. Let's look for a second at why they are not equally matched, okay? They're not equally matched because this person here who's actually longing for more hasn't done the work to heal the wounds inside them. So what's happening is they're going over here, they're going to a person and they're unconscious to the fact that they cannot see that this person can't offer them everything that they're looking for. And this, my beloveds, is where a lot of relationships go awry and where we have a lot of problems in the area of relationships. I want over here on Instagram, I want you guys to give me hearts if you guys understand that, if you guys are understanding that and you're vibing with that. And over here on Instagram, you guys can leave comments if you understand that as well. Okay. All right, let's just go ahead. Oh, thank you, you guys. You guys are leaving me beautiful comments. That's quantum physics healing. Exactly. That's exactly what it is, you guys. All right, so let's keep going with this. Okay, beautiful. So now let's talk for a second. Let's go ahead and talk for a second in the arena of food, okay? So with regards to food, a lot of times people are hungry, they have an appetite for something else, but they fill that void with food. My beloveds, I want you guys to give me hearts over here on Instagram if you guys are vibe with that, if you guys are in alignment with that, if you guys either relate to that or you resonate with that. I just want to see by show of hearts if you guys understand and relate to that. Because that's a lot of times where people are having troubles and problems with managing food and managing their weight and managing all sorts of things, because what happens is that they're eating out of an emotional longing and an emotional void, and they go to food to fill that void. My beloveds, that is so, so deep. If you guys can get that, lots of hearts over on Instagram on that. I wish we were able to give hearts over here on YouTube for you guys, but over on Instagram, they're able to punch a button and then the hearts come up if they like the comments, which I really love because it's a way for me to connect with you guys. And I can hear, it's almost like a yes, Dr. Elizabeth, got it. You know, I agree with you, got it. Okay, perfect. Okay, so what do we do about that? So that's like the next, I can hear you guys are like, that's great. Okay, so what do we do about that? So what we do about this, my beloveds, is we begin, the first step, of course, is the awareness. Okay, so Rhonda asked a great question. What if they don't know what the void is? Well, that's where working with me, that's where this deep introspective work. Everybody, so I know somebody, in fact, I think it might have been you, Rhonda, who actually asked this question before. Rhonda asked, what if we don't know what that void is? Everybody deep inside knows their longing and their purpose. Everybody. So what happens is that if you're feeling in this moment like, I don't know what that is, there are blocks in the subconscious that are keeping you from having the awareness of what your passions are, what your purpose is, what it is that you love. And it could be something like growing up, you were not allowed to have your own opinion. I know a lot of people grew up in environments where, its children are meant to be seen and not heard. That's like, and a lot of times, a lot of kids grow up in an environment where the adults, the parents, or it could be a teacher, it could be an older sibling, it could come from anyone. But what happens is that either the parent or the teacher, they don't present their own opinion like it was, this is my opinion, but as you grow up, my beloved, you can develop your own opinion. Most people were not raised like that. Most people were raised like, my opinion is fact. My opinion, in dictatorships, I call it growing up in a dictatorship. And so it's like, my opinion is fact. So when a child grows up in an environment when the parent says, my opinion is fact, my opinion is the truth, if that child isn't authentically in alignment with that parent's truth, what happens is that child deep down in their soul goes, well, no, that's not my truth. But if they're not able to voice their truth, or if they got punished for voicing their truth, or if they got belittled for voicing their truth, or if they got made fun of for voicing their truth, what ends up happening is that they begin to quiet that inner knowing. They're like, oh, it's way too dangerous in this environment for me to speak my truth. And that little child begins to shrink like this. And before you know it, they're like, I don't really know what I want. I don't really know what to say. Truth of the matter is, they know damn well what to say, but it's just gotten that programming. And remember, you guys have heard me say this time and time again. I want you really to hear this and think about this. From the time we are in our mother's tummy until between the ages of 6 and 8 years of age, we are in a constant theta brainwave state. What that means is everything that the parents are, and teachers, because at that time we're already going to true, is that we are, yeah, that's why I want all of you, my beloveds, to work with me, because what we do is so let me continue with this. We take that programming. So what happens is that child gets programmed into the environment. They don't get programmed. Their own inner knowing doesn't get to be expressed. What happens is that pre-programming, the parents, whatever the parents' own thoughts are, whatever the parents' own beliefs are, get programmed into the child. They could be religious beliefs. They could be beliefs about money, beliefs about relationships, beliefs about work, beliefs about what you can do in life, beliefs, even the fact of a child comes home and says, I want to do this for my living. And the parent goes, that's ridiculous. They could say anything from that's ridiculous to you can't do that to that's stupid. You're stupid. That one thing that was said to the child, if they are between the ages of in the womb to between 6 and 8 years of age, that comment, my beloveds, goes straight into the subconscious of this little child and gets programmed in there. So now that program of you can't do it, no, that's not possible, that sits in the subconscious of that little child. Now that little child grows up, they go to do something, and what happens is that they hit that programming. That little child never believed that programming that the parent said, but they were in a constant theta brainwave state, which is a hypnotic brainwave state. That's how our subconscious gets pre-programmed. So they were pre-programmed in something that they never, ever, ever believed to be true themselves, but it got stuck there. So that's why when people go to do things, that's why I'm so thrilled when people finally come to work with me. They're like, Dr. Elizabeth, I've been trying to either make money, create a career that I love, create a relationship that I love, create a healthy body, that is my exact size, shape, and form and fitness level that I really desire. But what happens is that if these pre-programmings are sitting here, they're like ceilings that we bump up against. So literally that person now is like, this is what I want to create. So they go to create it and they bump up against that pre-programming. And what happens is that they can't get any further until I go in there And what I do is I release the programming. Now, you can sometimes do it through sheer willpower. I did it going through dental school. I hated, oh my God, guys. I, I did not want to be I did not want to be a doctor. I did not want to be a dentist. I knew that was not my soul's purpose and path. But it was, and it's a long story. I go into the story in my book. If you guys want to know the story, you guys can go look at my book. But basically I ended up in that situation. And so through sheer willpower, I pushed through it, but I couldn't stay there, because what happens is if you use willpower to try to break through, that's how you get sick. That's how you get fatigued. That's how you get stressed. You're pushing against. When we clear the programmings through this process that I have developed, as we clear the programming, what ends up happening is the programming falls away. Now you can create with grace and ease and joy and fun and laughter and levity. Have you guys ever been in the flow? It's like the synchronicity and flow. It's like everything just flows. It's like, wow, it's like magic. It's like the magic of life. That's how we want to create. And so when we clear the blocks that stand in our way, and that's why we went with Rhonda with what you were saying, is that that is true. As we clear those blocks that stand in our way. But the thing is, my beloveds, it's a quicker process than therapy, a lot quicker process than and a much more effective process. Now, I'm not bashing everybody has their own free will, and you can pick whatever process resonates with you and feels good with you. I've done pretty much every process under the sun for healing. I've been here for 61 years, and I've done a lot of work on myself. So I can speak to the fact, because I've done so many different healing modalities. With this healing modality that I have been trained in and then added to it and developed more, what I did was I took all the healing modalities that I've studied and put them together into this particular healing modality that I do for my private clients and group healings. And what happens is that we're able to clear the programming in the subconscious, which gives the person freedom to then go out and do what they want to do. And it's still a process. It's still a process, my beloveds, but it's a much quicker process, because what happens is once you clear that energy, whatever energy we clear as we work together is gone for good. And that's very, very powerful and very healing. So I want to come on over here to YouTube just for a second, and I just want to see what you guys have to say. All right. That's why praising, yes, praising. So over on YouTube, someone said that's why praising, Dada said that's why praising children is so important. It's so important to positively reinforce children. It really, really is. Oh my God, that's so funny. Yeah. So Matthew wanted to be a dentist. I didn't want to be a dentist, but Matthew wanted to be a dentist. That's so funny. Well, my wish for everybody is that they actually get to do the thing. That's why I come here, for you guys to be able to do the thing you want to do, because that's when we're actually happiest. That's when we're actually the most fulfilled, and that's when we really can create what I call the ultimate divine design for our life, which is what I help my private clients do and my group coaching clients do when we work together. So, okay, first of all, I know that was a big answer. So I'd love if you guys, so let's do this first. It's almost time for us to end for today. Let's wrap this up. So to finalize and wrap up Dr. Brittany's beautiful question, the difference between appetite and hunger is, well, then we have to tie it into food a little bit. So we have appetite, we have hunger, and then we have to learn how to do intuitive eating. I think what I'm going to do is this week we'll talk about intuitive healing, because that's really powerful and that's really, really important. So intuitive healing is where we only eat when our body physically tells us. In fact, if I had my way, I would take out the word hungry and hunger, because we can hunger for many different things. And I would look at, I only eat, and this is what I do. You guys are always asking me, how do I keep in such good shape, and how do I manage my weight? A lot of people ask me that question all the time. I only eat when my body requires nutrients. That is so deep, my beloved. If you guys take that on, you are going to be so, so healthy. The practice of you only eat when your body requires nutrients, and you only eat what your body requires, which is why I have a superfood smoothie sitting right here in my bag that I have devoured already, and I'll have the rest of it before I go and do the rest of my day. So you want to think in terms, you guys have heard me say this a million times, you have to want to think in terms of nutrients, not in terms of hunger, because a lot of times we're eating out of hunger, out of loneliness, we're eating emotionally, we're eating for a lot of different reasons. When we can learn to do that, and that's what I help teach people as well. When I work with my clients, I teach them how to do this. And what happens is that it's easier said than done, because a lot of people, have tried to do this, but you can only do that when we clear the blocks around why you emotionally eat. If someone's an emotional eater, you can't just simply go, oh, okay, I'll just stop that, or I'll just change my thinking. Because if you've had, even if you're a teenager, you've had a lot of years to do that. We actually have to clear the programming in the subconscious, and then you have the freedom to actually do that. Cool? All right, my beloveds. Oh, yeah. Matthew, you would like that. It's an amazing smoothie, you guys. It's an amazing smoothie. All right, so I think that's enough for today, my beloveds. I just want to see over here on Instagram, just show me by show of hearts. Just let me know, did you guys like that today? Was that good? Was that helpful? Just go ahead and give me by show of hearts, and I'm just going to check it out and see. I'm going to just see. Okay, cool. Lots of hearts over there. All right. And over here, my beloveds, over on YouTube, was that helpful for you guys? Okay. Your live chats always make me so happy. Thank you, Jess. Oh, thank you, you guys. That makes me very happy to hear that. I really, really appreciate that. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, you guys. So I will, on YouTube, what I can do with you guys is I can come over and look at your comments, and I can say hello to you guys, and I can comment back. We can do all that, which is great. But on Instagram, it doesn't get saved. So, yeah, so we can't do that. But oh, from South Africa, Judy, that's beautiful. Thank you for letting me know that. Okay. Oh, beautiful. I needed this. Beautiful. I'm so glad, you guys. So let's go ahead and oh, thank you guys. Oh, yeah, Mimi's amazing. Mimi's a friend of mine. She's really beautiful. Actually, Mimi and I have spoken at Mimi Kirk. Mimi and I have spoken at a lot of conferences together. She's really lovely. She's a lovely, lovely person. In fact, on my YouTube channel, there's an interview of Mimi and I'm not interviewing her. It's more of a conversation. We were both guest speakers at a conference. And so we did this video ahead of time, and it was really, really beautiful. And she's really lovely. So if you guys want to go over to YouTube, if you just type in Dr. Elizabeth and Mimi Kirk, you'll see. All right, my loves, let me just go ahead. I'm going to hop over here for a second and just see your comments. I just want to see for a second. All right, you guys, I want to see what you guys have to say to me. And we're going to go ahead and let me see here. All right. I'm just looking to see. All right, you guys, I think that's enough for today. So here's what we're going to do. Number one, I want you guys to feel free to, you guys can DM me any questions. If over here on Instagram, you guys can email me or ask over in the comments. You guys can ask me whatever questions you'd like, and I'll bring the questions to the live videos. I love doing that. I love answering your questions. If you guys are so inspired, if you're really feeling like, wow, I really love what Dr. Elizabeth is saying, I invite you guys to come and work with me. I'm starting a group coaching program in July. Because remember, these lives, they make you feel good, and it's great. I love answering your questions. But to get in and do the real work, you have to do the work. Like, you have to do the clearing. I'm telling you. And I know a lot of my private clients and group coaching clients have come in here and made comments about working with me. And I really appreciate that. I just invite you. The real work gets done when we work together, because it's nice to hear these uplifting things. But then what happens is you go back to your old life. If you want real change. Real change happens from committing to making a difference and making a change. And so what I'm offering here is to work with you guys. I invite you to do it. It will change your life. I'm telling you guys, it will change your life in extraordinary and powerful ways. So I invite you guys, if you're drawn to work with me, leave me a message. You guys can DM me over on Instagram, or you can leave me a message here on this video, and we can have a conversation. Either we can work privately or we can work in a group coaching program. I'm starting the group coaching program is most likely going to be on Thursday in the second week in July. We're starting it. It's going to go for 4 weeks. And my group coaching program. And then, so here's what I decided I'm going to do. For whoever stays with me, I'm hoping everybody from my group coaching program that I did in June, I'm really, from my soul to their soul, I'm really holding the vision that all of them keep going with me. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive deeper. So I see a lot of you guys who ask questions. Those questions and those things that you guys want to work on get healed in the group coaching program. That's what happens as we continue. We just scratch the surface. So guys, when you work with me, the first month of the group coaching program, I'm teaching you just the techniques. I'm teaching you just the process. And then as we move into the second and third month, it's more clearing the energy. And then what we get to do is we actually get to clear those things, those questions that you guys are asking. We get to clear those in real time. And once they're cleared, what happens is that you guys have the freedom to have what you really want and what you're voicing to me in your questions that you really want. Cool? All right, my beloveds, that is it for today. Feel free to message me if you would like. Oh, guys, I am going to be putting up my a link for my July group coaching program, and I'm going to send everybody from my June group coaching program. I'm going to send you guys your own information because you guys are staying with me the same. It's going to go the same. Everybody in July, I'll have it posted on my website this week, probably by Friday, and so you guys can get the information there as well, or you can just message me directly. All right, my beloveds, I love you guys so much. I'm so happy you were here with me. I hope you enjoyed this talk today, and I will see you guys most likely tomorrow, or for sure on Saturday. All right. Mwah. I love you guys so much. Be safe no matter where you guys are in the world. Have a beautiful evening, afternoon, morning, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right. Mwah. Love you guys. Ciao. Okay. All right, you guys. All right. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Mwah.